Welcome back to the homestead. So, first thing on my agenda today is, I don't know if you remember that tarp we had, that portable tarp we had. It was a 10 by 20, I think. That got eaten up by that storm and wiped out about 4 of the poles. We're going to need some shade later today or tomorrow. So I'm going to take what's left of that and try to make at least maybe a 10 by 10 tarp out of it, or awning out of it. Brenda's got some cardboard she wants to cut up and get ready to use, and so I thought I'd try and put what's left of that together and see if I can't make something for her to be under. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Well, okay, not elegant, but it works.
Good morning. Welcome to the homestead. Well, this morning, Lee has already been busy, but I am now starting to be busy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray some chemicals on all these bagworms that I can see and up high. I don't know if I'm going to get the trees themselves. There's so many down low. So if I can get the ones down low, at least I'll be getting maybe 50% of them. And so we got 2 different kinds of chemicals. One specifically named for caterpillars and bagworms. And then the other one does a lot of other insects, including the bagworms. And so we got 2 lovely sprayers that will spray a distance. And so hopefully I can stay far enough away from the chemical itself while I spray, and we can just start killing these things, because they're just disgusting. They're just awful. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Okay, got all around that building. Now, I want to show you a hole. These holes have appeared all over the yard, and I believe that this is what the cicadas, they crawled out of the ground, leaving these big holes everywhere. And so, let me show you the cicada holes. See the holes? Deep holes. They're all over the yard. What I read on the internet is that Texas has what they call common cicadas, at least in this region. Down closer to Austin, they have what they call giant cicadas, and they're really big. So these are big too, but apparently the giant cicadas are even bigger. And they come up annually. Every year, cicadas come out of the ground. The common ones are only in the ground for like 2 years while they're developing. The other cicadas that are more on the East Coast, I guess, they come up every 13 to 17 years. They live under the ground for all that time, and then boom, they come out in what they call broods. They all come up at once. And I've seen pictures, and when they all come up at once, we're talking tens of thousands come up out of the ground, and literally you just step all over them. Kind of even gives me the creeps thinking about it. So these came up out of the ground clearly while we were not here, during the week we were gone, which is probably a good thing. But oh my goodness, they're just so loud, and they're worse than crickets. And crickets were pretty loud before. Speaking of crickets, when you walk over yonder, not over in this area necessarily, but over yonder, as you walk, all these baby grasshoppers, little teeny tiny grasshoppers, are just hopping everywhere. So we've got grasshopper invasion too, but the grasshoppers for some reason don't give me the creeps as much as these bagworms. It's funny how some insects will just send you crazy, and then other insects are just insects. And but if they bite me, I'm more alarmed. Grasshoppers haven't bitten me yet. I don't even know if they bite. But if they do bite on occasion, they'll probably end up biting me. Bagworms, they don't bite either. They're just gross, and they just give me the creepies. And the cicadas, as long as they're up in the trees, they say they won't hurt the trees. Well, they put a little slit inside the tree limbs, in the young tree limbs, and they put their put their eggs in there to hatch. And then at some point, the eggs hatch into larvae, and once they are larvae, they drop to the ground, and they burrow into the ground, and they'll stay there for 2 years. And then they will dig themselves right back up. And so it is really fascinating, the life cycle of these type of insects. I don't think you can do anything to stop them. You can slow them down by killing what you can reach or whatever, but you can't stop this. This is nature at its best, I guess you could say. But guess what we've done? We've bought bat boxes. It's really crazy. I'm like so desperate to get rid of these insects that I'm willing to bring bats onto the property. So we bought a variety of different bat boxes, and we're going to put them up in different locations. Bats can eat tens of thousands of insects per hour, and that's a good thing. So hopefully, I don't know, I bought some bat spray to lure them and bat boxes, and so hopefully we can lure the bats to the property and they will eat up all these things that are around us, and that will be a good thing. And the bats are just little tiny bats, apparently, but I'll have to look to see what kind of bats Texas actually does have. I know they don't have those big, huge ones that Transylvania has, so I think we should be good. And the bat boxes that I bought aren't super big, so we won't be able to house a lot of them if they're big. If they're not big, many dozens can fit in these bat boxes. Anyway, we'll see how that goes, and we're gonna have to find a place to hang them. I better get back to spraying and get rid of these bagworms. Spraying for bagworms. I found some of those zigzag spiders. Let me show you. They're awful. Okay, maybe my bagworm killer will kill the spiders too. I don't know what benefit these zigzag spiders have. I could look it up, but I don't want to find zigzag spiders. So I'm just gonna let nature take its course as I spray the bagworms. Okay, Lee put up an awning so I have some shade, and what I'm going to do is I'm taking the cardboard that we just shoved in this one cottage, and I've got some of it laying out here, some of it's still in there because it's supposed to have a thunderstorm somewhere around noon today, and so I don't want to get all the cardboard out at once. But I put myself a table here, and I'm going to start cutting the cardboard to the width of what we need, because if you haven't been watching, I use cardboard as insulation inside the walls. And so I layer the cardboard in the walls to help insulate. And it's kind of recycling people's cardboard. It works real well. And we're actually going to go get some sheetrock, and we decided the cardboard would stay better if we sheetrocked the bottom 4 feet. Then when we put it in, it will stop trying to fall out. I was using Gorilla Tape to try to stick it, but in this heat, the Gorilla Tape's separating, so that all the wood's kind of doing that. And so, anyway, we're going to get some sheetrock and put it around. Anyway, I'm going to cut it to size. There's different size walls. Some are a little narrower, some are a little wider. Most of them are the same width, but anyway, so I'm going to cut all this cardboard long ways in the width we need it, and just get it all prepped and ready to go. We still actually have cardboard that we didn't finish putting in that first cottage that is stacked up inside that other cottage because we need to finish the walls in there. But the cardboard was starting to pile up and get in our way because it's just too much. So we've got to get back to shoving the cardboard in the walls so we have room for the stuff we need to have room for in these cottages. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing here in the next little while, and might as well watch. I don't know if you could see this stack of cardboard right here. That's what I have left to do. I'm putting all the good cardboard that I've already cut inside the cabin, and it still looks like it's going to rain, but I figured I could lower this awning down on top of this cardboard if it starts to rain. But there's so much to do. I've been saving cardboard for a long time, and I don't like doing it, so it's one of those things I've kind of put off, you know, and so I got to get it done though. We got to get it in the walls where it belongs so we can have the space available to actually put stuff in these cottages besides just cardboard that's laying on the floor stacked up high. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Got to take that back in. Guys are turning gray. I'm going to need to put some of this cardboard back in before it rains, if it is going to rain. And so that's what I'm going to do, is just haul a bunch of cardboard into that room. And I got a lot more to work on. There's so much cardboard in there.